You know why I don't remember it all the time, bro? Is
You
because
just call him
I never use it. Like I never call him by his first name ever.
Are we live?
No.
Oh, it said.
Wait, what the fuck? Why are we live?
I don't know. We are live. Because I got a notification on my phone. My phone just blew up.
Well, guess what?
What a surprise.
I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, good thing I looked at my phone.
Yeah, so we'll just cut to the intro. Sorry.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm always on the move. If you get in my way, you'll catch a 1 and 2. Got a clear view, penthouse vision mood. To the top, I'm gon' pop, you gon' see me soon. I got a vision of winning, living like I'm a millionaire. Got a vision, I'm willing to do anything to get there. Man, I'm driven and building something that people calling rare. Always prepared, I'll teach you when I get there. Taking lessons, it's a blessing. Only happy with progressing. I don't ever second guess it. Know your path, get obsessive. Have a mentor that's aggressive. Teach you things, have objectives. Changing lives from depressive all to something so impressive.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way.
Move, bitch, got my motherfucking way on.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way.
Yo, bitch, got my motherfucking way on. I get it daily, kid, work so hard I'm off the grid. But you can find me in the zone, getting after it. It takes work, you don't need to be talented. That's for people who are lazy, want it fast and quick. I got goals, they never get old in my soul. I'm on a roll, I'm going all in, never fold. I'm in control, the driver's seat is made of gold. I'll teach you how to do it one day when my story's told.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way.
Move, bitch, got my motherfucking way on.
Yeah, we all have things standing in the way of our wildest dreams. You gotta tell them how it be. Move out the way or get buried underneath. I said move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way. Move, bitch, get out of my way.
Move, bitch, got my motherfucking way on.
Rat-a-tat-tat, what is good, and welcome back to another episode of the East Meets West. I apologize if anyone saw the beginning of that, and if I did what I think I did, which I'm not sure if I did or not. I totally apologize because for some reason this was live and I never started it. So not exactly sure how that happened, but yeah. So apologize.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in another episode of East Meets West with me and my best friend, my guy, my brother from another mother, AK Eagles of the AK Eagles podcast. Definitely, he's the founder of Hardcore Sports. It's an honor and a privilege each and every time I do this with him. And we can't do this without each and every one of you. So salute to the 6 already in the live. I hope you guys go to each one of our channels, hit the thumbs up. We really, really appreciate it. Put it in that effort for us because it helps push our content further and further out there into the YouTube stratosphere. So definitely, I know as myself, this week has been very long, licking our wounds from the Super Bowl loss, and just glad to be the week's over and ready to move on to the offseason now. What's going on, AK? How you doing, brother?
Oh, doing good, man. Doing good. Gets better every day.
Mm-hmm.
The further away we get from it, the better I get. So, yeah, I'm just hanging in there. That one's definitely a hard one to swallow. It's going to hurt for a long time, but
yeah,
it is what it is, man. We're moving forward, and, I have nothing but high hopes going forward because of who leads our team. And, yeah, man, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot to talk about tonight for sure. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Shout out to the 8. What's going on, BLSG? How you doing?
What up, SG?
Let's talk about Eagles off-season football. Yeah, it's that time again, dude.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't believe we're here already. It just went by so fast.
It did, and what a tremendous year. Even falling short, what a tremendous year this football team had. They definitely overachieved. I mean, they were not expected to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they were expected to definitely go back to the playoffs. I mean, especially with the additions of, AJ Brown and Bradbury, guys like that, CJ. It's we have a lot to hang our hat on. We definitely do. It's I know it's a tough time right now as an Eagles fan, but like you said, it's going to get better and better each and every day. And we have a bright future for this football team, especially on the offensive side of the football as it stands right now. I mean, we have Goddard, Smith, and Brown under contract for the next, I think, couple of years at least. So, Jalen wants to win more than kill the Eagles financially, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to take as much as he can. He's going to take a team-friendly deal, so that way we can build another Super Bowl team up around him, because there's nothing that's going to stop this kid from winning. There really isn't. And what a great time for just to be an Eagles fan. Like I said, I know it's rough right now, but it's going to get brighter, and it really is. And I mean, I know, I'm sure you probably are in agreement. I'm glad Jonathan Gannon stayed in Arizona.
Yeah, no, I am, man. I said it the night we lost. I said, leading up to the Super Bowl, I sat there and I was like, man, I'm really gonna hate to see JG go if somebody goes to pick him. But then the Super Bowl happened, and I'm like, I'm good. Let him go. He proved a lot to me Sunday night. Now granted, first and foremost, man, the one thing I gotta say is shame on the NFL for putting that field out there. The most important game of the year. You spent $800,000 on that field. You need to get your fucking money back. Like, that was a terrible field for Arizona. It's supposed to be a mutual ground. There's not supposed to be issues with field. It's in Arizona, for crying out loud.
Right.
It was what, 70 degrees that night, and that field looked like it was a Chicago Bears field on 3-degree weather, and it was just, I don't understand what the hell happened, and shame on them, because like I said that night too, you could have ended a lot of careers that night. There could have been a lot of ACL tears. There could have been a lot of ankle rolls. I mean, dude, these players could not get footing on both sides. And that's not speaking of win and losing. That is literally me saying, you guys really put these guys' careers on the line just as individuals by having that. I mean, dude, I've never seen a wheelbarrow full of cleats before in my life. You know,
Seriously.
like it was bad, dude. You should not have that.
I mean, at that point, the NFL might as well just have outdoor Super Bowls, right? In cold weather, like like real football is supposed to be played. I mean, if you're gonna have shit fields like that, you might as well take a chance and play in rain and snow. It's gonna be this. You're gonna get pretty much the same result. And yes, it was very competitive. But man, would I have liked to have seen our football team play on a field where they could have actually got some traction, you know? And like you said, shame on the NFL. Like even above winning and losing, you know, shame on them for producing that field and all that paint and shit on the field. Why don't they
the most important game of the year, bro?
Right.
We're not talking about a regular season game. We're not talking about an NFC East championship or an AFC.
Right.
We're talking about the most watched game of the year. And that's what you give us? Like,
Right.
dude, I can't tell you how many times I've seen my linemen fall flat on their face. Riddick fell at least 3 times straight on his belly because when he got around the edge and he tried to take off to go after Pat, he just fell flat on his face.
Mm-hmm. And then
Hargrave was falling in the middle.
and
vice versa.
It was,
yeah, and vice versa, bro. It was happening to the other team too. Like at one point in the first quarter, bro, I remember turning to my wife and looking at her and saying, "This really feels like it's in slow motion." You know, like I really felt like the guys were only going 90% at the beginning of the game because they couldn't get traction. You know, like that one play Goddard ran out just that little, 5-yard slant. It was the slowest 5-yard slant I've ever seen the man run. And I understood. I was like, yeah, I don't blame him. I don't want to get hurt either. You know, you shouldn't have to worry about that in the Super Bowl, man.
No. And why does the NFL is a $1 billion corporation, right? Why don't they invest some money into video graphics on the screen instead of having paint on the field? You want to advertise, that's fine. You can have all the things you want on the field, but just put some video graphics on there. You know, it's really not that hard of a technology to do these days. You know, they got to find another way around for that. Just that field was unacceptable, and thank God none of our nobody got hurt. But
or just stop using big ass logos like that.
Yeah,
go back to using just the.
We know it's the Super Bowl. Everybody knows it's the fucking Super Bowl, right?
I mean, you don't need half the field painted up for the Super Bowl. Like, just put the logo in the middle. We get it. We know what it is. Like, I know, man. That was just really fucking bad. I hope no team ever in the future has to deal with a field like that. I was completely ashamed. Like we should have known. And I'm speaking on both teams here, bro. I'm not even eliminating KC because you know what? KC had the same fucking issues we did. You know, that was just unacceptable for both sides. It really, truly was.
But the one issue I want to bring up that I do have in this loss is the actions of such an immature piece of shit. And Boo Boo Smith-Schuster for the way he is condoning himself on Twitter and shit. I mean, I think I know high school kids, maybe even younger than that are more mature than he is. You know, he may be a champion, but he's still a child. Boo Boo Smith-Schuster, you should be ashamed of yourself, man. And I hope Andy Reid has a long talk with him because he's a fucking kid, man. He's a fucking child. He's in his colors are shining right through. We've seen it in his career. I mean, he had issues in Pittsburgh. That's why he's not there anymore. And I mean, shame on him, man. Shame on him.
You're talking about Mr. Irrelevant. And no lie, man, the only reason you were good in Pittsburgh is because you had AB.
Right.
Like,
and
let's
Bell,
not bullshit.
And Roethlisberger. Yeah.
You know, like the kid really hasn't done shit since AB.
Not to mention the coaching too. I mean, Tomlin. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like, and you didn't make many plays Sunday night, you know, so.
No. So Kadarius Toney had a better game. Kadarius Toney had a better game than you. Okay, a guy that, of course, it was an ex-Giant that put a dagger in our hearts, not only once but twice in the Super Bowl with the touchdown and then the fucking punt return. And God damn it, Michael Clay better get fired.
He's not.
Our special teams is going to be shit next year. Then you can almost guarantee that, because that's been an issue all year, and I've been saying it.
Okay. Wait.
Time out.
You're on special teams, and I like you there. Let's stay there for a second. Can I please get a fucking punter next year?
Can I get a punt returner?
Well,
can I get a punt returner?
Dude, first, I get that one, but I mean, first and foremost, no, give me a fucking punter.
No, we do need a punter.
I want a punter for once. Like
our punting was shit.
I have not realized how important Johnson was until we lost Johnson. Seriously. Johnson was one hell of a fucking punter, dude. And I want another Johnson. Like, give me a dude with a big fucking leg and can put somebody inside the 20.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Mulata needs to get on the phone to some of his Aussie brothers and bring him over.
No. Sippos is Aussie.
No, they could still kick though. One of his rugby guys that's got a leg. Make him a punter.
I don't give a fuck. You don't even have to be Aussie. Just get me someone who can kick. I
know. I was just kidding.
I can't take it no more, man.
I know. You have a really good point though. Really good point with the punter. Seriously, even if we wait, I mean, we got to draft one. I think we do.
I don't care. Sign one in free agency. I don't give a fuck. Just get one.
Either way.
Holy shit. I don't want to see Sippos as my punter this year.
You're telling me Brent Kern was the best punter you could find? That was the best one. And then Sippos coming off of injury for the Super Bowl. That was very questionable in itself. I mean, Rust but Sippos hasn't been very good at all year. So what do we expect?
Let's talk about this.
Quez. You let us down, man. You let us down.
Listen, I understand that, and I'm all for upgrading that position, especially if you're going to use it at pick 30. I am all for that. But yeah, man, no, Quez. Listen, he has been there. We have praised him. He's made some nice catches, but I want better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Like,
Hurts needs better. He put that ball on an absolute dime. The one that Quez dropped in the Super Bowl, that deep ball. Hurts put that on an absolute dime. I mean, you can't throw the ball any better than that.
No, that was
What was that? That was spicy.
Birdman's calling me.
Birdman _951. Hey, I was just about to shout him out, actually.
Hold on.
He might jump on right now, actually, because he's got some news, I think, to share with us. He's got some pretty big news.
Oh.
Tell him to jump on. Send him the link. But I'm not going to spoil it. I'm let him come on and tell it. But it's big time news. It's big time. He's blowing. I don't know if you guys know, but Birdman _951. He's a Southern California super fan. He's been on ESPN. He's blowing up on TikTok. His hashtag is like 2.4 million right now on TikTok.
Good Lord, is blowing up.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
He is doing big time things. Big time salute to my friend, mi amigo, Birdman _951. I've met him a couple times. He's a great individual. He is an honor and a blessing to be friends with. And I hope he comes on because he's got some big news to share with. But he brought up a good point earlier, and I was saying that Quez had been kind of off his game definitely since getting punked Christmas Eve against Dallas. But Birdman said he was been off his game ever since that fumble against Washington when we lost our first loss.
So I sent Birdman the link in Twitter. Birdman, if you're still here, I sent you the link in a DM on Twitter.
Right on. Thank you, AM. I appreciate you. Hey, we got 10 in the chat right now. So salute to the 10. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. Like I always say, we can't do this thing without each and every one of you. You guys are the food and the water, the content. Without you, it does not continue to survive. So please make sure you go to each one of our channels. They're in the link down below. The links are down below in the description. Please hit the thumbs up on all of our channels if you haven't done so already. We really, really appreciate it. And yeah, man, it's I mean, Quez, it's like AK said, you know, we need better. We need better in the slot. Hurts has already got some great receivers around him in Smith, AJ Brown, and Goddard. But man, could you imagine if Quez makes that catch, the game's on a whole different spectrum. So, I mean, are you glad that? How are you feeling about Gannon staying in Arizona?
Oh,
he didn't even go back to Philly. He stayed there.
I said at the beginning of the season I wanted him gone, even if we had won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think he was leaving regardless. So yeah, I mean, best of luck to him. Unless you're playing our Philadelphia Eagles in Arizona, you know, good luck out there. But I mean, man, isn't it kind of ironic that Mr. State Farm, you know, Patty Mahomes, wins the Super Bowl, his second Super Bowl on State Farm Field? I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I've been watching the NFL for quite some time now. You know, for over 20 years. Seriously, like watching it, understanding it, dissecting it. And I'm really starting to firmly believe that the NFL is on a semi-rigged level. What do you think about that, AM?
On a what level?
Semi-rigged.
I don't know about that. I just think that we made too many mistakes that game.
AK mentioned something earlier when we were watching the Super Bowl. He said some of it seemed like it was in slow motion, and you made me think of one play that really stood out that was like that, and that was the Jalen Hurts fumble. And a lot of people have been looking at that. A lot of people have been setting out the photo clip of the right as Jalen fumbles. The guy looks like the guy's grabbing his face mask, but he never. If you watch the video, he never grabbed his face mask throughout that play.
No,
and that was just a very, very weird play to me. I mean, the Jalen Hurts I know doesn't drop the football like that, let alone look down while after he's dropping it and kick it backwards. That was very suspect.
I don't care. I know a lot of people look at that play and I get it. They got 7 points out of it, but holy shit, the fucking kid made up for it over and over and over and over and over again. I don't care. Greats can mess up. Greats can mess up and continue to play great. And that's what he did. Us losing that game had nothing to do with our offense. Our offense did more than enough to win that game. This game was lost only truly on this defense and this defensive loan. Gannon did not have these guys prepared. You gave up 2 uncontested touchdowns. 2. We've never given up an uncontested touchdown all year long. All year. And the biggest game of your life, you fucking blow 2 of them. And one of them, the one Maddox and Slay, for some reason could not communicate. And they both follow the same fucking person and leave the wide receiver wide open. Yeah. And you were standing right in front of him just a second ago.
Yeah.
Like you knew he was there, but yet you both decided to just go in. Like dude, it was so bad. And I put it on Gannon too. It's like, dude, you did not have these guys prepared. Totally they did not look prepared. Yeah. They were not ready. Offensively, we were. We did everything right. Yeah. Even that fumble sucked, but even still, there is 35 points on that board that Jalen accounted for. 14 of Pat Mahomes was not accounted by Pat. 1 was defense and 1 was special teams.
Yeah.
But 35 was all on Jalen. He did it every fucking time.
You got over 3.
You needed to stop them one time. That's it. Just once. And you couldn't do it.
Yep. Couldn't hold on to a 10-point halftime lead. AK, you just reminded me of a question I wanted to ask you guys. Who is your biggest obviously we're talking defense, right? And that's gonna be the side of the ball that name comes up on Who was your biggest letdown in the Super Bowl? AM, what do you think? Who was your biggest letdown in the Super Bowl, in your opinion?
Man, that's a hard one.
All right, we'll come back to you. AK.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot.
Well, first off, man, I can't blame anything on the line for the most part because of how shitty that field was.
Right.
And there was a lot of the times I saw my players falling flat on their face. And I really felt bad for them because I don't know what it would feel like to not be able to do anything. You know, they were pretty much on skates out there. It had to suck. You know, so for the most part, I give the defensive line a pass. My biggest disappointment on defense would probably have to be Avonte Maddox. I think a lot of us praise this kid to be, you know, we sucked without him. You know, we couldn't stop defenses without him.
Without him and CJ, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and then you come back and I blame half of it on him. I mean, he blew one of him or Slay blew it. Yeah, I don't know who. It doesn't matter who.
Yeah.
But the fact is, though, it's just uncalled for, man. Like there was a lot that Maddox did in that game that I felt was a little. He could have been better.
Gotcha.
So, you know, but Slay is right there. I mean, he's a very tied for first because for being the Super Bowl, never being there and wanting to always be there, I did not hear his name one fucking time. Like, where were you? So I don't know, man. He's kind of right there as well.
Yeah, and I'm right on the same line. I think I'm pretty much right on the same, you know, thinking of as you are. To me, it's Slay more than it's Maddox for the fact that, especially on that play. I mean, he's the veteran. Maddox has got to make sure that Maddox knows what he's doing, on top of knowing not on top of knowing his own assignment. Mm-hmm. That's what good, even great veterans do. And you know, I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon, is that an option that can be thrown out, or does it got to be a player?
Well, that goes without saying. I think for almost probably every Eagles fan.
In the end, it falls on him.
It
does. That I exclude.
All right, well, if you're gonna go, let's say player, I'm going TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, the linebackers. Were a big failure this game and a disappointment to me, especially when they don't have one of the most outstanding running backs and offensive line in the league, and they made it look like they were top that game. They came out, did excellent work on the field, and we couldn't stop. And look at Mahomes ran right down the middle of the field. How many yards did Mahomes get? And half the attempts. Not even close to the attempts with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was running for his life during the Super Bowl. He got 3 TDs. He put the team on his back. But, wow, the linebackers just didn't show up, especially when you need linebackers that are trying to do some pass coverage, not just the run. They were not there, and that was their guy, especially on some of those touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's also where you can also blame Epps too. Brian Dawkins would have never let that happen. That's where a safety comes in and knocks the living shit out of the dude before he even crosses the line.
That's what CJ did. CJ had that big hit in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He smacked, I think it was Pacheco. How are you guys feeling about the possibility of Brian Johnson being the offensive coordinator?
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, as far as right now, listen, you've seen the first 3 years of Jalen's career under Brian Johnson. He's only gotten better significantly.
Yeah.
You know, I only think this decision favors him because if anyone knows Jalen's play style, it's Brian Johnson. So, I think that works out. I'm more concerned for our defensive side. You know, um, I don't know how I feel about promoting within, which I have a feeling that's probably going to be the final thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who it will be, but we'll see. But if it was up to me, man, I'd bring in the experience. And, even people are saying it in the chat, and I've said it already many times, man. I'm a Lovie Smith fan. I know some people think he's outdated, but you know what?
Do you think his
Lovey's
system? Do you think his system would work in Philly?
I think it would. It's kind of JG's system a little bit, you know.
He
But
runs.
I
He,
believe
he's like
he
a cover
applies.
two system, right? Kind of.
Yeah. But he applies a little more pressure, I believe. But what I love about Lovey is he's a motivator, man. Like you want your players to be motivated. You want him to these guys to play at their hardest all the time. Like that's what Lovey gets. You know what his defenses do. They hit hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are very motivated. He can get a lot out of young talent. He's an OG for a reason, man. And I think he'd fit in well here. He kind of has that energy like Nick Sirianni has. So I think he'd fit in great, but we'll see.
The STN, that's a name that I've been talking about recently. I've been talking about that because there's been a lot of rumors possibly about Seth Joyner. And I mean, he was a great player. Yes, he knows the X's and O's as from a player standpoint, but that's a little bit different to jump right into being a DC. I don't know about that. I mean, if he wants to get some coaching experience and become our linebacker coach, then that's another story. I would love to see Seth Joyner be our linebacker coach. I think that would be a great first step for him. And, he's tight with the organization. So, I mean, I think it's a possibility. I don't know. But I think him as the DC right away, Seth Joyner, I think that's scary. That's scary to me. I think that's a bad decision. No disrespect to Seth, by the way.
Oh, I just wanted to show everyone Jalen Hurts broke some Super Bowl records in rushing. He got the most for attempts. He got most for yards than any other quarterback in the Super Bowl. Yards after contact, 45, and a first down TD conversions with 10 that game, most in the Super Bowl. So that was pretty impressive.
I mean, not to sound
53 most. It's amazing.
Not to sound arrogant, but I mean that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
I mean that's the Hurts level. That's the Hurts bar. That's our quarterback. I mean,
and look, we can look at each other's quarterbacks here. Jalen Hurts is at the bottom, and you can see he has twice as many fantasy points, twice as attempts and completions. He has twice the amount of yards almost. He doesn't have the TDs though, but he did score 3 himself.
I mean, if KC if they're the best defense in the world, then they didn't do a lot to stop him. They got lucky that he fumbled, basically. Besides that, he pretty much had his way with them.
And it's really cool. Our starting 5 like the Jordan Mulatto, Lane Johnson, Kelsey, they had a clean sheet the day during the Super Bowl. No sacks on them. So our offensive line did great.
Yeah, they did.
Oh man, listen, I have no argument and no disagreement with anything that we've done on offense in that Super Bowl. Like
that was awesome.
You asked me, that was probably the best game Jalen's ever played, ever. That's the best game this offense has ever played. Jalen always said we haven't played our best game yet. In the Super Bowl, that was truly their best game. And I'll tell you what, man, if our defense was just half of what they were the last 5 weeks, everything would be different.
Right. It's it was kind of, I mean, obviously as an Eagles fan, it was sad that the NFL let an amazing Super Bowl that we may never see such an amazing Super Bowl with such a melodramatic ending in our lives. And I'm stating that right now because I've never seen one. And like I said, we may never see one again because boy, would I have loved to see them kick a field goal and Jalen get a chance to either tie it or win it with, a buck and some change.
Even the last time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, every time the Eagles go to a Super, it's always a fun game to watch. It's always high score. It's not like a low scoring game or it's one-sided the whole time. It's a fight and it goes back and forth, just like the one against the Patriots. It's always fun to watch the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Whether you hate them or like them, it's still fun. I know. A fun game, a lot of passing, a lot of defense.
I know, man, but
much defense.
I gotta say this, dude, and as a fan, and I would say this for any defense, any offense out there, even if it wasn't us. As a fan, we got robbed at the ending. You sit there and you let these guys play the entire game. You know how many offensive pass interference and defensive pass interferences there was all game up to that point.
There was the guy
there was zero. No, there was zero
penalties. Yeah, but you look at the play, like the Quez drop on the deep ball. You look at the defender there; he's on his back before the ball gets there.
But my point is, they let it go all game long.
Right.
Okay, that was 4th and 8.
That's right.
And what pisses me off is that he just kind of did this. He clamped and let go. Like it wasn't even like a hold. It was just like a tug.
Right.
He even called it like I tugged him. He's like, but I thought they'd let it go. They were letting it go all game. And not just that, but the ball was 10 yards overthrown. Even if he didn't tug him, Juju wasn't catching that fucking ball. No one was catching that ball. That was an unnecessary flag. And why I say it was unnecessary is you stole a great ending to an already fabulous Super Bowl. It was 35. If it was 4th and 8, they kick a field goal.
Right.
And then Jalen has like a minute 40 left to go down the field and either score and give it to Pat to bring it back down. I just feel robbed as a fan because you literally took it and you just stopped.
The refs took the game.
Yeah.
The refs made it all about them. It was
it really, really fucking sucked, man. Because you could have had
that was the ending.
Lie, bro. You could have had one of the best Super Bowls ever played that night.
Yeah.
Because no lie, dude. You look at the drive before when Jalen drove down the field. That was fabulous. And I guarantee you, if they gave it back to Jalen, the same shit was going to happen. He would have drove down the field. Now, whether or not he got 3 points as well and tied it, and we went into overtime and had a fabulous fucking ending that way, or he went down and scored a touchdown, and we either win and hold him off for somehow, or but it was really felt robbed as a fan just watching. I was like, wow, we're really going to end it this way. This is how this great game ends.
Yeah.
At that time, there was 52 seconds on the board, so they would have kicked the field. We would have gotten the ball back with at least 40, 45 seconds to make a 10, at least with that much amount of time. And then, you're right. And and I was hearing on Twitter, a lot of people that just weren't Eagle fans nor Kansas City Chiefs fans that were just enjoying the game. They wanted it to go into overtime. They wanted to get a chance, get a field goal. Then this obviously continued the game further. But we'll never know because it's like they don't want an overtime. Someone said too.
Why would they not want an overtime? That's just extending the ratings for the Super Bowl
and more commercials.
That's extending the watch time. Exactly.
Overtime commercials.
Were they going to run out of commercials?
But see, that's the thing though. The whole fucking point is though you call a consistent game the whole way through. Why did you get inconsistent at the very last second?
Right.
Like, it makes no fucking sense. Right. If you're going to say the whole first 4.5 quarters that you're going to not sit there and call offense and pass offense and defensive pass interference, then why the fuck did you do it with a minute left? It makes no sense. Like that's one you just hold. It wasn't even that bad. It didn't even affect the play.
They put their arms all. You saw that Quez Watkins picture where he dropped it. That dude had both hands on Quez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juju Boo Boo Smith-Schuster was not only he was never catching it. Not even Tyreek Hill would have caught that ball.
It would have been close, but I don't think.
Oh,
it
no, it wasn't. It was way high and into the end zone.
I don't think so.
Like I said, it was like 10 yards
to
deep.
catch it.
Yeah, it was like 10 yards deep, man. There was no way he was catching. Now, granted, if it was closer and he might have had a possibility, okay, maybe you throw that flag. But the fact that it was so far out, like, come on, man, you hold that. You don't throw that shit.
Yeah,
or you pick it, or you come together as referees and you say, was that ball catchable? No, it was not. We're going to pick up the flag.
Thank you. That's
Exactly.
what I was say. Yes, Paul,
exactly. I mean, it's another very, very questionable call, in my opinion, was the reversal of the catch on the Devontae Smith catch before half. Because that's a big reversal, because instead of us going in and scoring a touchdown and going up 14 points at halftime, we kick a field goal and only go up 10. 10 points is a lot more conquerable than 14. I mean, you're talking about 2 possession ball game right there, 2 touchdown ball game right there.
But let's
as opposed to a touchdown field goal.
Because Hurts did get us the points back. But that special team still is the one that was the biggest. You can't. But
the Devontae Smith catch, though, that ball barely moved, and he didn't lose possession of it. By NFL rule, the ball can touch the ground as long as you don't lose possession. That was an amazing catch, and I think that was a bad call.
What was the one that got turned over on us again? We kept the Goddard and we lost the Devontae Smith catch. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, that Devontae Smith catch was so amazing.
Yeah, it was.
God, it was just that little bobble. Everyone thought that was a catch. I swore that should have been a catch.
He catches that. We're going in and scoring a touchdown.
I know.
Listen, man. I yet to know what a catch is in the NFL. Okay. Everyone is still asking this. Listen, I have played.
Catch it. He did. Remember in the end zone, laid upon, rolled over, used the ground, and still bobbled it up, fell on his gut, and they called it a catch.
No lie, man.
Because he took 3 steps. I mean, it was a catch.
He did like a roll or something. Remember Ertz?
Because he dove in.
This is very easy to do. And I've never played wide receiver at their level. I will never claim that. But I do know what it's like to play wide receiver. And I got to tell you, when you catch the ball, there is such thing as controlled ball movement. Like players are going to move the ball to, either bring it in closer, they're going to tuck it in a certain way. Like you're going to move it. Ball movement is a thing. There is uncontrolled ball movement, and then there is controlled. Devontae Smith had control of his ball movement when he caught that ball. Yeah. It wasn't uncontrolled. And that's the difference, and that's what they need to decide. What is uncontrolled and what is
it. And they slow it down to these milliseconds where it doesn't look like a catch, but in real time, it was called a catch.
Yeah, but there's the whole point is, though, I'm tired of hearing everyone say, "Oh, the ball's moving, therefore it's not a catch." No, you can move the ball.
Because you slowed it down.
But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you've got to move the ball. When you bring it in, you're controlling it. Like you're going to make it move. Like. I don't know, man. Like you can have it moving even and still have control of it. I'm really tired of that rule, man. Like
just
as long as it, no lie, man. For me, let's simplify it. If you got it, you got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. If they catch it, they catch it.
You got it. It comes out. You'll see. You can.
Yeah,
tell.
You'll see the ball come out. But as far as control, wipe the control away. If he catches that fucking ball, and it's somewhere right here in his hands, it's a fucking catch. Don't argue it. Nothing.
Man, do you
at
remember
all.
that AJ Brown catch where it just fell right into his shoulder? It hits his helmet, goes in for the TD. I think it was against the Titans game. It was this unbelievable throw and catch. The ball just goes right over. He's not even looking, and the ball just falls right into his shoulder, and AJ catches it in the end zone. Remember that catch?
I mean, how can you argue? How can you argue
And
with
it was all
it?
season long, the most unbelievable catches I've ever seen.
How,
This whole
how
team-
how can you argue with it if it goes for everyone?
Maybe
You know,
we
just-
forgot to bring the Batman cape to the Super Bowl or something.
No, we should have known that the Chiefs were going to win. I mean, Mr. State Farm, Patty Mahomes wins on State Farm Field. I said that earlier, but I didn't know if you heard me say that.
Really?
AK.
Wow. I didn't even think of that. Really digging in deep. Like the reporter you are.
Semi-rigged. I'm staying with it, man.
Dang. I didn't
Staying
even
with
think
it.
about that.
And I'm not talking about a big rig. I'm talking about the NFL is semi-rigged to a certain level.
Oh, did you see after the game where it was like
I'm not
Roger
gonna stop
Goodell
watching it though.
was like hugging on the players of the Chiefs? He was like, "You hit him as hard as you want, the quarterback." Or is that what he
That's
said?
a weird thing to say, right?
Yeah, like, and he's looking down at him, kind of like, I didn't hear what you just said. Just kind of like, would you leave me alone, Roger?
Okay. First off, I need to say this. Yo, they had that boy doped the fuck up. Like that guy was out there. He was moving his jaw. He was fucking smiling at nothing. Pat Mahomes was doped the fuck up in that second quarter, bro. I know y'all seen that shit.
Yeah, he had
Second
an
half.
amazing run.
They
in the
were
second
jamming
half.
morphines down that motherfucker. Like he was high as a motherfucker.
I don't
You
know.
saw him running, dude. He was not limping. He did not care. He was
Yeah.
like, bro, he was feeling no pain.
I guarantee you, they retaped him up, new socks, new.
No, they gave him they probably like
No,
KK
that-
said they gave him some heavy painkiller, probably even maybe even a cortisone shot in his ankle.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But you know they re-wrapped up again because that bandage and stuff and the socks get all sweaty. They probably freshened that up.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Gave
Oh,
him the
yeah,
socks,
but
retaped
They
it
had
all
an
back
extended
up.
halftime, bro.
He
Tightened
was
it up a
high
little
as shit
further.
coming out that tunnel, bro.
Oh yeah,
Triple
he
knot
was,
those shoelaces. He was.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was,
no.
every
was
time
feeling
he took a
good.
step, he didn't feel nothing.
right. He felt like he was running on his knees.
Trust me, I promise you, it was not his shoes and taped up ankle that made him not feel nothing.
No, it was not. It wasn't ice.
Mm.
It wasn't
No,
massage.
it was not that.
No.
Nope.
It was Rihanna's extended halftime, and it's funny. I keep up with sports news more than like entertainers and things like that. I had no clue, honest to God, no clue that Rihanna is pregnant, and I was like, wow, she's really not a very good dancer because she's really not moving very much.
No, dude, it's actually funny that you say that because me and Ange knew it within the first 2 minutes. Because as soon as they panned in, I was like, "Yo, she's doing the mum dance." like that is she was totally doing the prego dance, bro. Even my wife was like, "Yeah, she's pregnant." Like it's just one slow, solid, fluid motion. You know, there was nothing to it. Like it was just simple. It's like, yeah, you could tell.
This is how much I keep up with her, romantic life. The last time I knew she had a boyfriend was when she was with that crazy dude from the Cavaliers that used to be on the Cavaliers with LeBron, J.R. Smith, the stoner. That's how much I keep up on her, updates.
I thought you were gonna say Chris Brown.
No, not that far back. No.
Man, I had a bad headache today, dude. It was killing me, man.
Yeah, you still hung over from the Super Bowl, probably.
No,
Oh yeah, dude. Mahomes' tongue was flailing.
Well,
He-
he's still hung over from the Super Bowl.
No, he reminded me. He reminded me of the what's his face from
like a
fucking
dog,
Harry
kind of,
Potter.
sort of.
No, the dude from Harry Potter, bro, the one that was like fucking like always licking.
I don't know anything about.
I wouldn't be AK. They're prescribing that this fentanyl shit that's killing people, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they gave him fentanyl, because that's even stronger than morphine.
I don't know, bro.
No, dude,
I mean,
he
if
would
they
be
could
on
give him-
his back. He would be on his.
If they could give him
back.
enough, if they knew exactly enough, the right amount, the
No,
safe
dude.
amount to give him.
I've had
You think- you don't think so?
And OxyContin's not as strong in that shit, dude. I threw it up. It was so awful, dude.
Hey,
Whew.
don't fuck around with that shit. That
Listen,
shit killed,
man, all I gotta
that
say
shit
is
killed
if-
my dad. Don't fuck
It-
around with OxyContin. He
Oh,
took
no, I
half of
know.
a pill.
if
died.
you do not take morphine or Oxycontin, dude, just
Oxycontin.
one, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You will feel no pain. Trust
Yeah,
me.
I didn't even take a quarter of
Yeah, he took God rest his soul, man. He's been gone 21 years as of the 15th of January that just passed. He took half of an oxy with an empty stomach and it caused a blood clot
Oh,
and he passed
That's
away.
crazy.
yeah, I believe it. Dude, that shit, no, I never touched it after that. I don't like it.
Bad
It
shit,
was-
man.
I would
Bad
rather
shit.
I'll be in pain. I don't
And let me also throw another warning out to not only you guys here with my boys, but everybody in the chat. Don't fuck around with alcohol and methadone. Methadone is something that I guess they prescribe to heroin addicts. If you mix those two, it will slow down your respiratory system and it will kill you. That's what happened to my stepson. Don't fuck around with that shit. He accidentally did it. He didn't know the consequences. And it's too bad he didn't, because he would have never have done it. God rest his soul.
Sorry for your loss, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Andy Reid. You know, I've always been an Andy Reid guy. He kind of lacked the aggressiveness that I love in Nick Sirianni. So I think Nick Sirianni is going to be a great coach in his own. But congratulations on another championship. You know, but like I said earlier, I hope, and I think he probably will if he hasn't already done so already. He needs to pull Boo Boo Schmidt-Schuster aside and have a long talk to him about how supposed champions, are supposed to conduct themselves.
That one really bugged you,
victory.
didn't it?
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm pissed. I'm still pissed about that, and I probably will be for a while.
Andy Reid's
Every time
going
I
in
see
with
him-
the cheese.
Every time I see Boo Boo, I'm going to boo his ass.
TikTok,
'Cause he
boy.
is Boo Boo, right?
Boo boo.
Did you see that? Andy Reid's all, come on, Juju, fast, like fast. He's like, I've seen you move quicker in your TikTok videos.
That's funny.
He said that's him in practice.
No, so listen, man, we got a lot of work to do this off season to
Yep.
get better, to get back to where we want to be, which is ultimately where we were this year. You know, listen, I know we got, what is it, pick 10,
Yeah.
11,
10 and 30.
10 and 30.
Mhm. In the first
Listen,
round.
man, I know a lot of people want a corner, blah, 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 but I would not be surprised to see a tackle. I know that's probably not the greatest choice in the world to some people, but I don't know. We'll see. It's either going to be a offense or defensive lineman, I feel,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with because I understand it now. I get it. I don't question Howie's methods anymore.
I mean, I'm waiting for what direction is Zach McPherson, who is now going into, it's going to be his third year next year. Is he just going to be a special teamer his whole career, or is he ever going to take that step forward and actually be a corner in this league? You know, actually play some fucking defense. You know, is that going to be another wasted draft pick on a corner? You know, I don't think we've drafted a corner that's stuck since Lito Shepherd. And I think I'm right about that.
I think you're
No,
right about that.
I get it, man, but I'm also not going to complain either if doing what he does got us where we got to, you know. If he doesn't want to draft him, instead he wants to pay for him, fine. You know, we drafted Maddox. Maddox stuck, but I'm a little upset with his performance in the Super Bowl. But here and there, but you know, hey, for the main,
He concerns me.
he's a solid.
He's a little too injury prone. That concerns me, especially on defense. You're constantly tackling people. You're stopping and going as a corner. You know, that's definitely a concern. But Maddox is definitely. I can't argue. He's one of the top slot corners in the league.
He's definitely one of our better corners that we've drafted
when he's available. Because what's your greatest ability, right? It's availability. Exactly.
Yeah. No, and I get that, but I mean, like we paid for Slay, we paid for Bradbury. If that's how he values that position, then so be it. But I'm with you. I wouldn't mind drafting a CB. I mean, if you can get one of these young talents at 10, go for it. But I just, it's not in his nature. You know what I mean? It's really not.
I mean, I posted this question earlier this week on Twitter, and I'll ask you guys as well. What do you think, or how should I phrase this? What's your thoughts on the possibility of trading Slay and going younger at corner? And man, I got roasted on Twitter, so go easy on me, guys. I know he's a hard talent to replace, but and I don't want to sound like I'm knocking Slay too much because I think he is a talented guy, but he kind of let me down the second half of the season and in the playoffs, Super Bowl. He didn't really live up to his name. You know, I seen some big plays earlier in the first half of the season, but I didn't really see the big plays down the stretch. So
only if you can guarantee me 10's a CB do I make that decision.
Okay.
And it has to, but see that for me to make that decision though as well, it all depends on who the defensive coordinator is. Like I have to see that first before I can actually truly make that decision. If it is Lovie Smith, do I believe he can, if you get him a top 10 corner, can he make it work? Yes. If it's somebody else, maybe not so much.
And boy, speaking of the defense letting us down again, I hate to keep bringing this back up, but boy, did the Eagles waste money on the services of Vic Fangio, because he sure the hell didn't help out anything as far as having these guys prepared and ready for the Super Bowl, because especially in that second half. The first half, the defense looked pretty good. The Kansas City only scored on one drive offensively. They got the fumble return. That was the other touchdown for them. So they only scored on one drive offensively. Our defense held the ball. I mean, God, if we could have just even repeated just the time of possession in the second half, we would have won the football game, because we were dominating the time of possession in the first half. And it's the Eagles fucking wasted money on Vic Fangio and deuces, because you didn't help us out any either.
Yeah.
You know, good luck in Miami. Adios. Arrivederci.
See, in a way, dude, I actually hate that we made it here and lost, and it worked out the way it did, because I would have loved to have had Brian Flores as our defensive coordinator.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And the only reason that he's not here is because we were in the Super Bowl and he got hired the week before. But dude, Brian Flores would have been amazing. Truly. I would have loved to see him be our DC.
I think it's very, very interesting and concerning at the same time that it's a non-Eagle thing, but Eric Bieniemy, you know, Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon both get head coaching jobs before Eric Bieniemy, who now has not one but 2 Super Bowl championships to credit him on his resume as an offensive coordinator. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe Andy's like, hey, I'm just gonna coach another couple years, regardless of what happens, and then the team's yours. I don't know, maybe if that's been a discussion behind closed doors, but
I don't know, man. I asked that question to Ange after we lost, and because even if we won, Steichen obviously was gone, and so was JG. Win or lose, they were probably both leaving, no matter what. And I sat here and I thought, and I was like, how many Super Bowls did Belichick win before he actually lost any of his people?
Right.
How many has Andy Reid been in and none of his people get taken? Very little. Like Kafka got taken. He went to the Giants, but I mean, dude, he's had Bieniemy. He had his D coordinator for a while. Every year we've made the Super Bowl, we've got gutted instantly. Never been able to keep the same people. Never. Like, there is people out there who do not get touched. Now, granted, do I think that is a good view on us? Of course. That means people really like what we're doing and want what we're doing, so they hire from us. But then again, why is it always just us?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, like, dude, there is coaching staffs out there who get to stay together for 3-4 years straight.
Especially the Belichick thing. You were right.
Yeah, like, dude, what's his face? I went to Detroit. The guy with the beard.
Blackbeard.
Yeah.
Even
Patricia.
Matt Patricia.
Right.
Like,
Matt
dude, Matt Patricia. He was the defensive coordinator for 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Or even the they may not have as many Super Bowl wins, but I mean, recently with the even the 49ers, they've kept a lot of the same coordinators. They had Greg Roman for a while, for quite a few years. They had Robert Saleh for quite a few years, winning at the same time. So
right.
It's
now D'Amico Ryans, he was a 1 year.
That's true.
So,
yep.
But us though, like 2017, bro. As soon as we won, bam, gone. This year, as soon as we get the Super Bowl, bam, gone. It's like what the fuck? When something works, I get it. When opportunity knocks, you go and you get it. But I don't know, man. To me, when something is working, you don't have to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Jonathan Gannon should be a head coach at Arizona. Is that what it is? He's going to be a head coach.
Yeah.
Not a defensive coach. They want him to be head coach.
Bro, I'm saying it right now. He's fired within 2 years.
You're being generous.
Well, see, this is why I said
I ain't saying nothing.
This is why I said this argument. Okay, if you are a coach, okay, and you are a defensive coordinator, all right, and say you're in Gannon's shoes. Now, granted, Arizona, pretty marketable team. They've had their past history and stuff, but let's not be mistaken. Arizona has kind of hit rock bottom here lately. When you're going to be a first-time head coach, you would want a more stable team. It's not like you're going to Green Bay. It's not like you're going to the 49ers or, it's Arizona or it's Chicago or it's really bad teams. That's why they're vacant, right?
Right.
If you have a really good chance of building a dynasty and winning multiple Super Bowls, granted, yes, you want to be the reason for them Super Bowls. That's why people want to be head coaches. But if you have the chance to win multiple Super Bowls instead of going and just being a 2-year guy and getting fired and then having to start over anyway, wouldn't you rather just win the 4 Super Bowls?
Right.
I mean, I get it, but you can always be a head coach 4 years from now. Like the option's always going to be there. As long as you're winning, somebody's going to want you. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I don't know, man. It just is what it is.
I mean,
I guess we're just that awesome.
speaking of coaches and guys, we were talking about offensive coordinator earlier, Brian Johnson possibly. It looks like more than likely that he's going to get, he's going to get promoted from within. Who are some of the names you guys maybe thinking of to replace him at quarterback coach?
It's a very good question. I didn't even think that far ahead.
You have to worry about a quarterback coach now.
What do you think about?
Right?
What do you
Can
think
he
about?
do both?
What do you think about Donovan McNabb as a
No,
quarterback coach?
can he? Honestly, can he do both?
Jalen is be his own coach.
No. Can't Brian Johnson do both?
I mean, he probably could, but there's
That's what I'm
obviously
saying. You
they
can
have
be the
quarterback
offensive
coaches for a
coach.
reason, though.
I know.
I mean,
I know. I just feel like you're already the OC. You might as well just, fuck it. Hey, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
Right.
do it.
could
I
you
don't know.
could you guys imagine? Have you ever thought about this?
Yo, Philly Fresh, what's good, my guy? Appreciate
general.
you. Yodat.
Salute to
Yeah,
that,
what's up?
Yodat. Appreciate
How you
you,
doing, sir?
Yodat. Absolutely. How you doing? Thank you for checking in, my guy.
Yeah, John Flip. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Could you? But what I was gonna say was, have you guys ever thought about this? Could you imagine? Let alone, could you imagine Donovan McNabb or Michael Vick in this RPO offense, in an RPO style offense? Especially Michael Vick, the damage he could have done with RPO.
yeah, no, but you talking for a QB coach, right?
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, the odds of that happening is very slim, I think. But crazier shit has happened. In all honesty, man,
the
I
Colts
would
made
want it
Jeff
to
Saturday
be-
their head coach.
I know. I would love it to be someone Jalen's familiar with already. Whoever that may be. There's other people, so I don't know, man. We'll see.
I'm sure
Jalen will have a say in it. I guarantee you. Like they will get his input before they make any decision. So
Right.
I
We'll
nominate Jalen's dad because that's where he's got to be. That's where he's got to be getting these quotes from. I mean, the quotes that Jalen Hurts has been putting out there are freaking awesome, dude.
bro, that would be amazing. I think that would be the first father son. That
Right?
that would be the first ever. I don't think that's ever been.
Mm,
I don't think that's
No.
ever even been a thing.
no,
That
that'd be
would
pretty
be
cool.
quite amazing, honestly. But
Yeah, that'll
No,
never. This is probably a pipe dream too.
it wouldn't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, and after what D-Jack said about McNabb, dude, he's the last person I want in my locker room. Like, I'm
point.
sorry, man.
good point.
I really can't. Like,
Ooh,
listen,
I'm gonna throw a name out there. What about how about he seems to really like Jalen Hurts too? How about Dan Orlovsky as our quarterback coach?
no,
Danny
No.
O.
no, bro. I can't put anyone as Jalen's head QB coach that ran out of bounds in the back of the end zone. I can't do that. I can't.
We love you, Danny O. If you're watching, yeah, right.
I need
But,
one second. I need 1 second, guys.
All right.
You know who also really likes Jalen Hurts, but I'm not saying this as like get him as a head coach or anything, but always Tony Romo loves talking about Jalen Hurts and his play style when he does games. He really gets in depth about
He would
what
never
he's
coach for
doing.
Philly though.
Tony Romo does that for everyone. He's
Yeah.
just like the most passionate announcer ever. I think I think he'd rather be an announcer than a quarterback. I really do.
Yeah, I'm calling it now. Within the next 5 years, Deion Sanders is going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Watch. By
Why
20
there?
by 2028, because Jerry Jones, he loves Deion. He won him Super Bowls.
Yeah, but
Deion
he can go anywhere though.
by 2028, Deion's going to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
What?
Mark my words.
I don't know.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think head coach. I think maybe
He's already moving. He's already moved up. He's been successful at one college. Now he's on to Colorado. The next step's the NFL. He's gonna succeed at Colorado, and he's going to the NFL, dude.
Yeah, but
telling you.
Dallas?
Yeah, Jerry Jones. Jerry will still be alive. His old ass, old enough to have gone to ride a dinosaur to school. You know, he knew Jesus personally, but
If he doesn't have Alzheimer's by then.
hey, that'll make him do the deal even more.
I wonder what,
'Cause it's
that's
prime
the
time
thing.
in Dallas
What will
again.
the Joneses' son do when their father dies? Will they take over the business or sell the Cowboys?
They'll never sell the Cowboys.
I don't think that I just don't think they're the Jerry Jones. Like, I know they probably like the Cowboys, but I think after a few years, and I'm also thinking, I hate to say it, but I don't think Al Davis's son's worth the damn either. He should probably sell the Raiders.
He
I
looks
know
like
that's
he looks
heartbreaking
like
to a lot of
serial
fans
killer.
to hear, but he is not Al Davis. And
Mark Davis looks like a serial killer, bro.
he looks just like Eric Cartman playing a redhead or whatever, the ginger kid. I ain't a ginger. With Eric Cartman, that's what he looks like.
Bro, all I gotta say to him is the bowl cut died in like 1994.
Right?
Like,
The
I don't.
80s called. They want their haircut back.
I mean, bro, unless you're Amish, no one wears that shit.
Oh my god, that reminds me of that bowling movie. What was the Kingpin
yes.
Yeah.
with the Amish guy and he had the
Yes.
bowl
Yeah.
cut?
Yeah.
But
That's a good movie.
do y'all remember Detroit Rock City, the movie? That's what y'all remind me of right
Never seen
there.
it.
Like back in the day, bowl cuts with the TJ Maxx and the Target clothes with a bowl cut.
No, so I gotta ask you guys. I think it's very slim, but how you guys feeling about Miles Sanders? I mean, I think it's going to take for him to stay here, it's going to take a very team-friendly deal. I strongly believe.
I think he'll go somewhere. I think someone would like to pick him up. I think there's a lot of places that I don't think we should get a fat contract with him. And it shows how Roseman was right. We could just keep getting new running backs. I'm not worried about running backs. There's an endless supply of running backs.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I think the
It's time
way
to move on.
he pretty much completely Miles Sanders pretty much converted completely back to the last 2 years in the Super Bowl. The way he played. If I was going to pick an offensive player that let me down, that's my pick right there. Because once he got after that, I think it was that first rushing play, he got smacked out of bounds, fumbled the ball. Luckily, it went out of bounds. But I don't know if you've seen it on Twitter I don't even know if they announced it in the game because they were more S than the D of the Chiefs. But I guess he went back to the locker room for a minute. But Miles is replaceable. Yes, he played great for us this year. He had a really good year behind an amazing offensive line, but he didn't perform when I needed him to the most, and that makes him definitely replaceable in my eyes. And I'm on the same wavelength as mi amigo Birdman _951. We need a bruiser. We need somebody like LeGarrette Blount again. That's what we want to.
So are you drafting one or getting him in free agency?
Ooh, that's the question. You know, if we stay at 10, Howie would never do it. But man, would I love either the kid from Texas, I think it's Bijan Robinson, or
Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, or the running back from Alabama. Either one of those, you plug them into this offense, good.
Well, I think you can.
night.
I think you can get Gibbs at 30.
You think so?
I think maybe it might be possible. We'll see.
Or maybe,
It just all
or
depends.
maybe we package 30 and another pick and move up to get him. Because Howard's all about
Listen,
wheeling and dealing.
I'm not opposed to moving up a little bit if we need to by any means.
Do you guys think we're going to stay at 10 and 30? Or even 10? Let me just ask that. Do you think we're staying pat at 10? A lot of people think that he's going to trade back and try to pick up some more picks.
I'm not opposed to that. If he wants to do that, I'm fine. Especially if he's sitting there at 10 and people that he was looking at are not there, then sure, definitely. You know, I'm all for accumulating more picks. It can not, you know, that's just more opportunities.
Especially, I mean, maybe not necessarily very early in the draft, but like we were talking about earlier, whether we get one in free agency, but I think, like somebody mentioned earlier in the chat, I think we should try to find a good punter, one of the best punters in college, if possible, and bring him in.
So I just want to throw this out there, because if it would happen, I would shit bricks. I'm not going to lie. But this is only possible if this team doesn't do anything. Shout out to Birdman 951. He's got some big news coming up anyway. I'm not going to spoil it for him. So,
He told you.
Yo, Birdman, I sent you a link in the DMs if you want to join. I'm not sure if you saw that.
Yeah, he's at work.
Driving.
Yeah.
So, but no lie, dude. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not opposed to bringing in Saquon Barkley.
Ooh, he said it.
No, he's injury prone. Absolutely.
Don't give me that shit.
I would love Saquon in a
I'm okay.
jersey.
Listen.
You know the Giants would never make that trade.
No, you don't have to. They either have to sign him or he's a free agent this year.
You know they're gonna sign him.
Yeah, they're gonna sign him.
Well, maybe not.
That's true. They might think he's injured.
It all depends. I'm just saying, man. Listen, he had a hell of a year this year. He didn't get injured this year, and he did it with what little bit of a line that they got.
Mm-hmm.
He would be amazing behind our line. And he wouldn't have to worry about getting injured or touched. I'm just saying, man. I'd do it if he would ever become a free agent. I don't think he will, but I would fucking do it. I would. I'd take that chance, dude. It's Saquon.
So we have the top 10 pick, right?
And you'd only need to do like a 3-year contract with him.
We have the 10th pick right now.
10th pick, correct?
Yeah.
So what's our number one need? Or do we give it away and continue this and have 2 picks for the next year?
If I'm staying at 10 and I'm being honest, I'm going with a corner, especially if there is one there.
Yeah.
I do know that, you know, like I said, I understand Howie.
That's hilarious. Make Chris Sims the offensive coordinator.
I'm going with a linebacker.
That's insane. I don't even want to hear that.
He's joking.
I know, but that's the worst possible name.
Chris Sims, I would lose my mind.
Right?
I would
happen.
be like, wow, we went from a Super Bowl team to bust instantly.
Okay, let's put it this way. It's more likelier that Nick Saban becomes our offensive coordinator than Chris Sims.
Right.
It really is. Because that ain't happening.
No.
We
agree.
Ask you guys.
That's a very good question. I do actually have some high hopes for Trey Sermon. And I hope that maybe Gainwell and Sermon become that 1-2 next year, and we might see a little something different. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We might. I mean, I don't know. Do we have Boston Scott under contract, or was? I'm not even sure of his contract status right now. But whatever happened to that? I keep thinking about punters. Whatever happened to that? It wasn't even that long ago either. That punter that was on the what was his name? Stacey King that was on the Raiders. That dude that used to celebrate like crazy.
Bro, you know what?
That dude had a leg.
I love that dude, and only for one reason. Bro, he's the only punter I've ever seen that wore a visor and made it look fucking dope as shit.
Right?
Like, I'm not even gonna play, man. Dude had swag. I really liked him too. I don't know what happened to King.
Right?
He had one hell of a leg, though.
Yeah, he did.
Van, if you're in here, man, let me know what happened to King.
Yeah, give us a see if test your knowledge.
Would we take Patrick Graham as our defensive coach? Is that even an option? Did they let Patrick Graham go with the Raiders?
Patrick Graham.
It's the Giants' old defensive coordinator. Did they let him go?
I'm
If
not
you
sure.
tell me they let Patrick Graham go, but they didn't let go of their head coach, dude, I'm gonna question that call.
Right?
Right.
Oh, thank you. Marquette King plays in the XFL. Damn.
Oh.
Hey, that's crazy. I didn't know he went that far. I thought he was actually just not playing anymore, but that's cool. No, I really like King a lot.
No, Patrick Graham is still the DC of the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, dude, if he was available, sure, I'd take him.
Right?
I mean, Patrick Graham wasn't bad. He did good for you guys.
I mean, at least he has NFL coaching experience.
Yeah. Have we heard? Do we have any candidates at all for DC?
From what I've been hearing, some rumors of what's the our current defensive back coach's name? He is.
Oh, yeah.
His name's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right this second.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, not sure exactly what that means. Because if I'm not
Denard
mistaken-
Wilson.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not against Denard at all. I think he did a tremendous job with our corners.
Mm-hmm.
I just
And
don't
safeties.
know. Yeah, I just don't know what defensively is going to look like. You know, is that another Gannon? Is he? You know, what is he? That's what I want to know. You know,
Man, speaking of like DBs, you know, when CJ went down, Blankenship came out. He came out of like shot out of a cannon that like first game or two, and then he kind of fizzled out. I was really excited about him because, and I still kind of am because I think he's a talented guy, especially for being undrafted. But he was undrafted, right? Pretty sure.
who?
Blankenship.
Yes, he was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, man. That's for the first game or two. He was flying around the field. He was flying to the ball. I mean, he made that nice pick against Aaron Rodgers. So,
Well, in all honesty, man, though, I'm not worried about that because he is a rookie.
mhm.
You know, and yeah, he flashed and he fell off. I want to see how he comes out next year. That's the thing. Can he stay consistent off of this year, build off of this year into next year, and be a more dynamic safety? I love the way the kid hits. He hits like a truck.
He's a solid dude too. You seen him? He's built like a UFC fighter.
And he can tackle. I love his tackling. He can.
Loves contact.
I need him to be more dynamic though next year.
Mhm.
Like I need your presence to be felt more. You know?
Yeah.
But that was
You know what else pissed me off in the Super Bowl was out of all times you decided to bring an all-out blitz, and it was the second time we got burnt on an uncontested touchdown. That's the time you decide to bring an all-out blitz is when you're freaking inside. You have your defense has got their back against the wall, inside the 10-yard line. Really, seriously, that was a shitty call right there. That's the time you pick to bring the house. Bad. I've never coached a game, any kind of football in my life, and I know that was a shitty call. That was terrible. Unfreaking believable, dude.
They got us picking Gibbs from Alabama.
at
He's
30.
running back for the 31st pick.
Hey, listen, like
That's
I said,
interesting.
if that happens, bro, I'm all for that. You know, I saw earlier in the
We're gonna
comments
be
about
Alabama North.
I saw something earlier in the comments about a linebacker. Listen, I am all for a Fred Warner type specimen linebacker. You know, but my whole thing is though we do have Dean. Like I do want to see what Dean has, you know. But I don't think White will be re-signed. I think TJ will stay. But I don't know if you then move TJ to a Will and you keep TJ at the mic. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I mean I still believe you do have to either sign or at least draft one. You know,
Right.
I would
that is probably one of our most weakest spots on defense. So, yeah, man, I'm all for upgrading the linebacker position at any means necessary.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell me that Kobe Dean couldn't have played. I mean, he definitely. I know he couldn't have played any worse than Kaiser White. I mean, even TJ in the Super Bowl. You can't tell me he couldn't have played any better. I don't believe that. I think that Kobe Dean's ready.
Wow. I mean, this Alabama running back almost had 1,000-yard season,
Oh, dude, you see,
almost 450 yards on just receiving. That would be great for Jalen Hurts. So you could throw to him, he can run. It would be awesome.
Yeah, no, man, I'm very interested to see, you know, how he's got a lot of work to do. You know, what do we have like 20 free agents or something? Like, so he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of spots to fill, whether that's through free agency or through the draft. But there's one thing I will say: I'm not questioning him. I know he can do it. I like his mentality he's having right now. You know, I watched that one interview he had on Speak with Acho and LaShawn McCoy, and he's like, "Hey, he's like, that's just what I do." He's like, "I'm aggressive." You know, and I learned not to be so patient. He's like, you just got to go and make the moves. I like the mentality this guy's at right now. So I expect him to make big decisions and make big moves and just be that he is. So
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting, man. This offseason is going to be
it
fun.
will be. There's so much free agents on this team. It's going to be interesting how many we depart from the Eagles and how many we keep. What are the top?
And in all honesty, bro, all he has to focus on is defense.
But what are
Our
the top
offense
three
isn't
you want to
changing.
keep as free agents? What are the top three? You want me to tell you mine real quick?
Sure. So CJ better be at everyone's top
CJ
list,
Gardner Johnson, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hargrave.
Hargrave's here for 5 years, so he's
And
already
then
done.
No, Hargrave's a free agent.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He got 5 years for 50 mil, something like that. He's here for 5 years, dude.
Bradbury.
Fletcher Cox is a free agent. Does my voice sound okay?
Fletcher Cox is a free
Yeah,
agent.
you're fine.
Okay.
I say
I don't
also keep Boston Scott. I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
He's a giant killer. Absolutely.
I'm with you. I'm with you on CJ. Fletch, listen, I they're probably going to bring him back. I mean, how he talks nothing but great things about him. Me, though, personally, I'm okay if we don't bring him back. I'm okay if we do. I'm not going to bitch, whine, or complain either way. You got Hargraves, who is a dog, and Hargraves, you have to decide on him. This is a contract year for him, if I'm not mistaken. And you got to figure out what you're doing with him. Milton Williams is kind of sitting back there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I've really liked what I saw from Milton Williams, you know, here in the second half of the season. He had some nice stops. And then you also have Jordan Davis. You can also draft one, you know, so you got options there.
I guess Bobby Murphy said Hargrave is a free agent. He only signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah, that's what I said. So you got to either pay him or Fletch, and I'd rather pay Hargrave over Fletch. That's just my honest opinion. BG is a free agent, but I'd bring him back on a 1-year deal. He balled out this year. I'm not letting BG go.
No, it says Hargrave's a free agent, 2023. He'll be a
Yeah, I
free
know.
agent.
Yeah.
Hargrave, yeah. Okay.
But with
Kelsey,
that's what I'm saying. I believe
Burn.
you have to sign Hargraves over Cox.
And you got to
I
sign
would.
Kelsey if he wants to come back.
Yeah.
I don't think Brandon Graham's going to come back.
I hope he does.
I do too. I really do.
I do.
I do
I hope-
think Josh
I hope-
Sweat's
I
ready
hope
to fill the
Kels-
role, but I still want him back.
I hope Kels, Johnson, and BG try one more time.
You know, the Super Bowl this year would be in even a better location. It's going to be in Las Vegas. And
Don't
I
count
would
nothing
love
out
the Eagles
anymore,
to
bro.
go there.
Don't count anything out anymore. I would re-sign Blankenship. I don't know what, and you can get him cheap.
Yeah.
I would.
Give him a 1-year prove it
Yes.
deal.
This one's tough for me. I know. I don't know, man. Like the only way I'm this is what I fight with, and I know a lot of people hold Bradbury to a very low standard right now because of what happened in the Super Bowl. But I fight with this demon right now. Unless you can guarantee me somebody better than Bradbury played this year, unless you can guarantee me someone that you're drafting who will play better than him this year, I'm not willing to give that up. Both of these corners were top 3 in corners this year. I mean, they both balled out. You know, yes, at the end of the year when it mattered the most, they were not there to the most part, but we got here because of them, and I understand that. You know, now
What? No way.
I can't, man. It's too early. It's too soon. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm willing to let Slay go, but I'm not sitting here saying I'm not willing to. You know what I mean? But it has to be for the right price and for the right reason. But if you're going to do that, then you have to keep Bradbury because you need at least a vet. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I don't know, man. It's just really hard right now to even figure that shit out.
Yep. It is. We're still processing it all.
Yeah. Because I have no hate for Bradbury. I in all honesty, man, I feel he didn't do anything wrong, even though it was a little tiny hold. Like I don't hold it against him. You know what I mean? Like they were doing it all game long. It was so small, dude. I feel bad just even talking about it because it is petty. It's a very petty call. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's true anyway. Kels has another year on his contract, so we don't even have to pay Kels.
He's not going anywhere.
I don't think so either. I think because they got so close this year, dude, they're gonna want to go for it again. I would.
I don't know if you guys have seen the episode of the Kelsey Brothers podcast with their parents, but that is hilarious. You guys got to check that out. And I think just for the mere fact of running the podcast back, they're, Jason's not retiring. I don't think so, not yet.
Well, my whole thing when I look at that situation, even for both of them, Kels and Johnson, give me one reason why they would. I can understand Johnson's because of injuries the last few years.
Right.
Maybe him, But even still, through all the injuries, they're both playing at the highest level you can even want.
Not only that, but they're I mean, Stoutland University is not closing its doors. He's got a contract extension, and those guys don't want to play for anyone else, and they're not going to. So when Stoutland's done, that's probably about the same time that Johnson and Kelsey are going to be done too.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I could see him.
I know it's in the
running
near
it back for
future.
another couple years. Because, like you
Well-
said, they're both playing at a high level, very, very much so. Still,
I said it in the middle of this year. I give Lane 3 years, Kels 2.
This sounds about right.
I don't think that's far fetched. I mean,
Or
especially
maybe
if,
they retire together. Maybe they, maybe in a year or two we win a Super Bowl and they go out on top.
yeah. No, I mean that's the thing. If Howie puts together another amazing defense like he did this past year, and he works it all out, and they get to the Super Bowl again, and say they win this one, what wouldn't make them want to go one more time just to see if they could do it again? You know, who knows?
Right.
Do we have? Is Hassan Reddick under contract?
Yeah, for 5 years.
That's the one you were talking about. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. When I thought I was hearing Hargrave when you said that, but yeah, it makes
No,
sense in my head now.
no, Hargrave is up.
And we have Josh Sweat under contract too, right?
We still got Barnett too. Don't worry about it.
Wait, we do? Oh yeah, that's right, we do.
Yeah, one more year. Oh yeah. What would change, man? What would make this year anything different? Who knows? Maybe he got that special sauce.
He can get a double comeback of the year, player of the year award. He could come back from sucking and from injury.
Listen, man. If they don't pay Hargrave and he goes, I'm fine. I mean, listen, you can go out if Washington would let him go, but you can get Payne. Payne's 26 and he's amazing at DT. He had 11 and a half sacks, I believe, just this past year. And he had like 25 QB pressures or something. I don't know. He did a fabulous job. So, I mean, there's people out there to replace him.
Don't put it past Howie to let Fletch and Hargrave walk. Let Jordan Davis start next year and then draft another one next to him.
Yo, what's going on, Chad? AKA my Steelers are trying to get Patrick Queen so they can get rid of Devin Bush.
I would love Patrick Queen.
Patrick Queen, dude, that would fucking suck over there for anyone defensively. You team Patrick Queen up with TJ Watt. Oh my fucking god.
Or Patrick Queen with
nightmare.
Riddick.
That would be a nightmare.
Yeah, it would. Absolutely would. Jordan Davis he's got to improve his pass rushing. I mean, I know defensive tackles aren't necessarily, the greatest of pass rushers, but that's something I want to see him work on in the offseason.
Sorry, I read ahead. Hey, please take him so I don't have to hear it anymore.
Right.
Listen, Jalen Ramsey, yes, his name carries weight, but the dude is. I might as well just keep Darius Slay. You know what I mean? Like,
they're about comparable. Yeah.
Yeah. What you want me to replace an old dude with an aging dude who's playing pretty much the same way? Ramsey is not the Ramsey of old. Like, I'm not.
Right.
I might as well just keep big play Slay at this point. No, I'm good. If you're going to do that, you might as well just keep Slay.
Yeah.
No, see, I can't say that, dude. Slay played better than Ramsey this season. Like, I can't say that. If Ramsey played better than Slay, then sure, but Slay played better.
Yeah. Ramsey was very inconsistent. Even more so than Slay, especially in the second half of the season.
What will be the team record next year, Bobby?
We got 14 on the chat now. Hell yeah. Let's go.
No,
Wait for all
I,
you guys.
I saw a record prediction for next year. And in all honesty, they had Arizona and the Colts at 4 wins. That's why I said, dude, he'll be fired in 2 years. I mean, come on. He's going to coach Kyler Murray. Like, seriously, that's not going to be easy.
Right.
Arizona is not easy. Their defense is diminished. Like, it's going to be a challenge, man. I'm
He
telling
couldn't win the Super Bowl at Arizona. I don't know why.
Dude, he couldn't even win with the team we fucking had. What makes
I
you think
know.
he's going to win in Arizona?
I
Come
know,
on.
right? That's what I don't understand at all. And as a head coach, that blows my mind. Head coach Gannon. We're going to take that guy seriously. Look at the guy.
I was trying to figure out if Shane Steichen was getting emotional about the Eagles in their, in the season that they just had, or the fact that he doesn't have a fucking quarterback.
Right.
No, he has a quarterback. He's just a whiny little tit face.
Who's that?
Kyler Murray.
No, Steichen.
Oh, yeah, no, man.
Because he was getting all choked up in his press conference, and I was like, is he getting choked up about leaving the Eagles? Or is he getting choked up because he doesn't have a fucking quarterback?
I saw something today with a wild trade that sent Justin Fields to.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah,
The Bears are talking about trading Justin Fields. Holy shit!
Well, did you hear what the pussy said?
No.
Well, I can't. He was complaining about how windy it is.
Oh, in Chicago?
In Chicago. And he can't throw the ball because how windy it is. So he's like, yeah, like, dude, if I'm an owner, I'm like, all right, get this little punk out of here. Like, I don't want that guy. Like, you're telling me it's too windy?
Yeah, a lot of people think they're going to trade him and draft Bryce Young.
Yeah, so what they said they were going to send him what was it, to the Panthers?
Oh,
but then no, they
it's windy in Carolina too. It's on the coast.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It was something fucking crazy, but yeah, if that happens, dude, that's gonna be crazy. I don't know
what's gonna happen with where's Lamar gonna go? Because he's not signing that franchise tag, and they're not giving him. If they were gonna give him a max deal, they would have already done it.
Well, I think Aaron Rodgers goes to Las Vegas, and
really?
I think Derek Carr ends up going to the New York Jets.
I heard Carr's drawing interest from New Orleans as well.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I think
Derek Carr's going to the 49ers. No, I'm just kidding. They love those average quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think the Colts move up and get their person that they want.
Hell, though, even the whole you look at it, the whole NFC South needs a quarterback. The Bucks, the Falcons, the Panthers.
I don't know, man. I'm not 100% sold on Denver and what they just did. They gave up a ransom and their whole entire future for a head coach and a quarterback. I don't believe Sean Payton is going to make them a Super Bowl contender. That team is good. But you realize the teams you have to compete with. Like that team is nowhere near ready to compete with these other teams. And
No.
you gave all your draft capital away to even continue to do that. So you're just going to stay stagnant and you're expecting to win with that. Like you need more, man. And I don't see what the fuck they're doing, and I don't even know how it's going to work, but
No, and it's not even up for our debate. Russell Wilson's the third best quarterback in that division by far, and that's because of the obviously Patrick Mahomes is who he is, and Justin Herbert he's on the cusp of becoming elite as well.
I don't know, man. That one's still up in question for me. Justin Herbert, I like the kid, but he fucking plays for the Chargers, dog. And the Chargers they're really bad for their quarterbacks for some reason. I mean, you look at Phillip Rivers, never could get it done, and right now Justin Herbert is following in those footsteps,
Yeah, you're right. He kind of is a product of an organization that has struggled to definitely produce wins at the highest level and produce, above average quarterbacks. I think he's a talented kid, though. I think he's better than Phillip Rivers, definitely. I think he's the best quarterback that they probably have had since Dan Fouts. That's going back a ways.
I think he's more talented than Rivers by far. It's just that coaching staff, man, has never done a quarterback any favors there. I mean, there's no reason that Phillip Rivers should have never won a Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
Like he had a good team. I mean, he's always, for the most part, had a good team. And now you look at Herbert. Dude, they have two great wide receivers. I mean, they got Eckler. He's a great halfback. They got defensive players. I mean, there's no reason the Chargers should miss the playoffs. And to a point, that falls on Herbert.
Yeah, you're right.
Because they would turn it around on Jalen if the roles were reversed.
Yeah, and the coaching too, like you said, they would turn it around on Sirianni and company.
So I mean,
But man, could you guys imagine Lamar Jackson in Miami? Holy shit! Because they're talking about. I mean, they said that they want to try to stick it out with Tua, but I don't know, man. Those concussions are piling up now with him, and he just seems. I'm just sure glad that we got the better of those two Alabama quarterbacks, because we sure did.
Yeah, no, man.
It's going to be interesting to see where Lamar Jackson goes, though, because I think he's played his last game. I don't think he's going to play again for the Ravens. I don't.
No, I'd actually be interested to see if he goes to the Saints.
Him
and
Kamara, oh shit.
In all honesty, though, man, I don't think people realized exactly what Jalen was going to end up being. And this kid has turned out to be everything that we've always wanted and more. And I don't know, man. He's completely different than what I know. It's half the time I don't even know how to talk about it, because he always wants more. Winning is never good enough, and he already said it. It's about the championships. Like, I can tell you right now, he's not done. You can just tell he's not done. Next year is a whole new year, and I feel very confident. As long as he has the helm of our offense, I'm confident. And I'll tell you, man, I don't think anything's going to keep him from going back. I don't. Like, Good luck trying to stop this kid. That's all I got to say, man.
Right. No, he's going to definitely come back stronger than ever.
Yeah, no, and I think losing just made it sweeter.
Yeah, it's going to be fuel on the fire. It's only going to push him to another level.
Oh yeah, and Kamara's done. I guess he got indicted.
What?
Yeah, for
No way.
that bar fight or whatever that he got into.
Oh no.
Wait, what happened?
Bobby, I'm not posting that. Yo, what's going on, Big Simple? How you doing, sir? How you doing, man? Appreciate you. Shout out to you and the fam. Thank you for stopping through. Nah, dude. In all honesty, I it sucks y'all are getting the enemy. I know he learned a lot under Andy Reid, and the fact that he's possibly going to have to face us twice a year sucks, because that offense is going to be pretty sweet. But ladies and gentlemen, real fast, I have a special guest that came by. I want to welcome you guys all. Birdman 951. What is good, brother? How you doing, sir?
Yo, what is up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is
Yes,
up,
sir.
guys? What is up? Man, what a
Birdman's
week
in
it's
the
been.
building.
What a
What's
week
going on,
it's been,
Birdman?
guys. What a week it's been.
Welcome into the East Meets West.
I hear you guys talking about what's gonna happen, and I gotta one of these days I gotta get in so we can really, dive into this conversation. I love it, and but before I get into all that, I just wanted to say that there's a lot of great things happening for the Birdman _951 and everybody that has been supporting me since day one. Shout out goes out to you. Thank you for always being behind the Birdman and going on the crazy adventures. And the future is going to be great. This season is going to be wild. So if you got a chance to go to LA when we play the Rams, I suggest you guys start saving up right now, because that is going to be a party. I plan on being there in Seattle. I will be there representing the Eagles for the draft in Kansas City. I will be there. I don't know what game that I'm going for Philly, but I'll choose that one. And I plan on I'm going to go to Dallas to go face those Cowgirls, like always.
Nice.
But stay tuned, guys. I entered a contest for WWE on AETV, and I entered it last Monday. Stone Cold was calling people out for, wrestling entrances. And, I've been doing wrestling things on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and stuff like that. So shout out to all you guys. And WWE hit me up today, and I should be having a promo of one of my entrances maybe this Sunday. So I'm super excited that WWE has reached out to the Birdman, and I can't wait, man. I'm super stoked. This is like a childhood dream. I try to get the NFL and the WWE wrestling fans together, and I kind of started a trend. I have the San Francisco 49ers belt to OG. I have this belt, the Games belt for the Niner belt, and you guys know what happened. I couldn't find anybody with the Chiefs belt, unfortunately, but maybe this year is 21, and who knows, man, we might be playing the Chiefs one more time, and that possibly going to be a rematch. But this time, This time it's with a vengeance. The Philadelphia Eagles. This is going to be the Vengeance Tour, and it's gonna start this weekend, man.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, dude.
What a big announcement, though.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
now
bro.
that's crazy. That's
Congrats, bro.
awesome. I hope you have a most excellent time, man. I hope you get it.
Sorry, I wasn't as stoked because I already knew this. So, but I already
Oh, I
told him
know.
congrats already.
What a
and-
story. Hey,
Yeah,
dude,
no,
tell him
I'm
you got the
proud of
new
you, dude.
skateboard deck too. That blew my mind, dude. He got a custom made 2 decks with the Birdman on it. I was like,
Yeah.
man, it was so I had to hit him my DM and I was like, dude, how did you do that? I've been wanting to do this for years. And he got a guy and he hit me back up and showed me it.
He's
I
got
don't know
those
what
West
to
Coast
do.
connections. That's why.
Man, that's so yeah, but I've always wanted to make like a skateboard or something like with my custom logo and stuff. But man, he got it done and it looked clean. Like I wouldn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
want to skateboard on it.
Yeah,
Speak
the
on your
skateboards-
Birdman. Speak on your on the TikTok and how that's blowing up, man. Throw your hashtag out there.
Yeah, I checked on the hashtag and it's like well over 2 mil. I haven't checked it lately, but it's just growing and growing. And when
Keeping it
that
fuego.
promo drops, guys, I mean, it's just exciting, like for AK, Foothills, everybody that's just supported me since day one. It's like I feel like we all win like a victory. Everybody that's known me, and it's funny because me and Foothills, when we first started, I was kind of trying to coach them up, like, hey, let's kind of do like a WWE promo, and we kind of just started out messing around and stuff like that. And now, if you look in Philly, you can see guys wearing a poncho, wearing the luchador mask, jumping off the RVs and stuff. So it's just awesome to see people with championship belts. I believe that we started this trend, and it's just going to keep going. It's just growing like wildfire. I'm going to try my best to be inside WrestleMania as the Birdman. I'm going to start going to make appearances at more wrestling events and just being out there for the Eagles and being a super fan. So this is just amazing.
What up, next ship?
And it's just amazing, guys. Like everybody wants what I have. Like they want the championship belts. They want, if I have a necklace, they want it. They want the skateboards. They want,
Start selling that merch.
Yeah,
dude, you're
dude,
you're a promotional market man, dude. That's what you're doing. It's just
Yeah.
like
There you
marketing.
Dude, he's gonna.
and I love it, dude.
Birdman's blowing up.
I love it, man. I feel like I'm a promoter. Like when you get hit up by WWE, bro, like that. I mean, I'm
That's
just like,
big time.
wait, no way. There's just no way that WWE just hit me up. There's just no way.
Right.
And they did, man. So I don't know what the surprise is, but I'm kind of nervous at the same time. But
You may
I'm
have
gonna
struck.
make sure my hat.
You may
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
struck. You may have struck on somewhat of a gold mine there, because if like we were talking about earlier on the phone, we were chatting, if the NFL or if the wrestling incorporates the NFL as using you as an example as an Eagles fan and doing the wrestling entrances,
Yeah.
if they do that, that's going to make them blow up, because it'll take people like myself who used to follow wrestling but still watches football and get me back into wrestling. So that's just going to make things blow up. And I think I'm so proud of you, dude. It really, really couldn't have happened to a better person. You're an amazing, amazing dude. You're a great dad. I've seen you around your kids. I've hung out with you. I'm just so stoked for you, man. And this is just the start, man. It's just like I said earlier, don't forget about us when you're rich and famous, brother.
yeah, man. To like everybody that we've been doing this, and people seeing my vision of just like bringing the two worlds together. And Lane Johnson had a green belt, so who knows, man? After Lane Johnson gets out of his surgery, to see him out there, shoot, I'll be his bodyguard any day. I'll be his manager. And if anybody tries to mess with Lane Johnson, they will get the bat, So who knows, man? Maybe Lane Johnson is going to be at WrestleMania. And that, can you imagine Lane Johnson at WrestleMania, bro? Like, that will be amazing, dude. You like,
Yeah.
and it's like getting the fans interested for the off season. So mixing football and wrestling together and doing all these skits, it's just amazing. And I just wanted like them to acknowledge it and have fun, man. I wish, like, I mean, if I had more money, I could invest more in filming and hiring actors and actresses and stuff like that. I just try to do the best I can with what I can. So just imagine if I was to get some support like that, what kind of videos I could do and promotions, and I would love to like work with a wrestler promoter or give them storylines or something like that, but we just take one step at a time, man. And this just is big time, for me. And then I still have another chance, possibility of being on a TV show. So that's still out there on the table.
Oh, wow.
I might get that. And it's a documentary about super fans. So, I mean, dude, like, doors are just kind of opening up for me. So, I mean, I just got to be ready, and I got fans. It's kind of crazy to say that, but I have to acknowledge it. I got fans out there that are excited to see me. And at first it was kind of weird, but now I'm just like, it's kind of cool, and I don't want to shoot fans away. Let's take the picture. If I got a sticker, I'll give them the sticker. But this WWE thing, oh my God, dude, this is going to be insane from people seeing me from TikTok, then to actually see it on WWE. I mean, dude, this is going to be nuts, dude. It's like I'm being like a little kid all over again.
Yeah, no, man, I'm super stoked for you, dude. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, dude, like, and it's just,
I had that idea, dude, about you making customized Eagles ponchos. I still think you could do it. I'll work with you if you want to get it done.
Oh yeah, dude, like there's so many ideas. There's so many things to make regarding like merch, dude.
I'll buy one of those ponchos, dude. You have one, make an Eagles one. I'll be like totally down. I got a site to help manufacture and make one. Make your own complete poncho, whatever you want. I'll hook you up.
Yeah, I got a buddy that gets a lot of the stuff straight out of Mexico. And what's beautiful about Mexico and having the Mexican fan base, like, dude, we have an Eagles bar in Mexico. I don't know if you guys, we have a Eagles bar in Mexico, and it's just amazing how much this fan base has grown. And then I just received some merch from our Hawaiian fan base. Shout out to the Hawaiian Bird Gang. Like, dude, we have I got their flag, and I got 2 of their shirts, and these shirts are amazing, guys. Like, once I find out who's got them, I'm gonna let you guys know, and you will not go wrong.
He's still there.
Yeah,
He's breaking up a little bit.
I'm laughing because I'm reading the comment. That's how I'm laughing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Birdman.
Oh, you're good.
I'm gonna read the comment.
Sorry, man. You
What's
guys hear
going
me?
on?
No, you're good. You're good.
Go ahead, brother.
Go on, man.
Yeah, so I was just saying, hey, bro, those Hawaiian Bird Gang shirts, dude, are sick, bro. They're so detailed, it's amazing. Like if you get one of these shirts, bro, you will be totally
Can you
impressed. Like,
send one to me in my DMs on like Twitter or Facebook, wherever I hate? Can you show me? I'm interested just to see what it would look like.
yeah, I did take one picture on my Instagram, you could see, but that doesn't do it justice. The detail, it's got like the Polynesian like tattoo worked into it.
Oh,
with
that's
the
awesome.
flag. Dude, it is badass. And they gave me a flag, dude, and shout out to them, Eli and Rain and Hawaii, dude. So we are connected, bro. We are just, the fan base is just wild, man. I'm so amazed, and it's even like, I think we're gonna have like, we got a base in Nigeria, you know, the British fan base, Australian fan. It's crazy, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
This
they're
is
they're
crazy.
everywhere, man. They're everywhere. It blows my mind how many of us there is.
Bro, I mean, dude, and if we were this close to the Super Bowl, I mean, oh my God, we were that
Yep.
close, dude. And me and shout out to Lou Bird, we were getting prepared for the video because that was going to be the most epic one, you know. But unfortunately, you came up short. But we got a little bit more homework to do, but that's okay. But just this is just wild, and you guys are a part of this, man. Like, you perfect timing to be a content creator, and just enjoy this ride, man. This season went too fast, man. It went too fast.
I know, man. We were talking about that earlier, dude, and you know, I can't believe it's over already.
Yeah.
You know, it was here and now it's gone. I want it back.
It feels like I saw Philly like a month ago. Like we were having a shot together, and bam, the Super Bowl's
Yeah,
over.
no,
It's like, what the hell?
And that was week 1, yeah.
Right, dude. It's just a blink of an eye. I mean, it's just so much fun, and you guys have to. And I know you did go out, AK, but just going out there, I got to meet Lord Brunson. I saw.
Yep.
Shout out to JC. I met a few famous people, and the love that I got being from the West Coast, going to the East Coast, it was just amazing, man. And
Well, this
I'm
year
gonna
you'll
try-
have to let me know when you go. I'll definitely meet you there, 100%.
Yeah, the Rams is official. That is going to be wild. We'll be in Santa Monica all weekend, and it's just get ready, guys. That's all I can say, dude. Get ready. The Eagles are here. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere.
No, I feel you, dude. I have a feeling we'll be right back to where we were this year. So
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a good Rams game. That's gonna be in LA, right? That's right.
Yep.
Looks
I
like
haven't been there
wonder
yet.
because they haven't announced exactly when. I wonder if that's gonna be. I kind of hope that's kind of like a not in the winter, like December game, but a nice like November, October, because it's nice in California during that time.
Oh yeah.
Where it isn't in like Philly over here, because that make the weather nice when you go and travel to Southern Cal. Because I was from Huntington Beach. Lived in Fountain Valley right next door, so I know how the weather is and stuff. It's beautiful. It's always
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah, and man, when I was in Philly for the Giants game, oh man, it was cold, man. I had to go to Walmart, get an extra sweater. I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, well, I'm not used to this.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
because we
He's wearing a jacket.
right, we went on the Spirit, so we couldn't take an extra bag. You could only take a backpack or whatever. So I already had like my poncho and stuff. So I had all my gear already, my chains. It was funny, dude. You should have seen the looks I was getting at the airport, dude. Like, they were just like, dude, who is that guy? Dude, who is this guy? Dude, it was insane, man. It was kind of funny. We met some Eagle fans on the airline. Like I said, dude, like, people just coming up to me and just saying, like, I know you're somebody, I just don't know who you are, but I know you're somebody. It just cracks me up, dude. You know, it's just like, yeah, I'm a pretty big fan for the Eagles, and and especially when you're winning like that, it draws a lot of attention.
Yeah. No, I feel you, man. And like he said earlier, it couldn't happen to a nicer person. And I'm happy for you, proud of you. And, I remember when I first started out, you were one of the very first people I met too. And
Yeah,
man, it's been awesome. It has truly been awesome watching you grow. And, we talked the other day and I told you, I said, sometimes you just got to find your niche. Some of us it's YouTube, some of us it's TikTok, some of us it's other things, obviously
yep,
yours was TikTok and dude, it's went crazy. So I'm happy for you, man. Truly.
yeah. It's just funny, dude. Like you never know, like what hits, and I mean to get hit up by WWE, dude. I'm like, no way, man. This
Did
is
you
this is a dream.
did you break the news to the kiddos, or are you going to keep it a surprise?
My little ones don't know, but my oldest knows. Yeah,
Okay.
they're just like pretty excited. Like everybody, like when I told Luber the news, and he thought I was bullshitting. He's all, nah, come on, man, that's bullshit.
He's
Nah.
like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like, nah. He's all, come on, man. I'm like, bro, I actually had to show him the text, the message from them. And then he started believing, and he just started laughing and laughing. I'm like, dude, you work for FedEx, dude. Everybody's gonna know who you are. Like, there's no. At least I'm wearing a mask, so I could kind of hide it a little bit. But he's not wearing a mask, so there's no way they're gonna be like, dude, you're the dude. Yeah, that's you. You're the dude, right?
You're the people's champ.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're gonna be working on the people's merch. Like, dude, there was a bar in San Diego. Shout out to Toro Nightclub. And we hosted that event like twice, dude. And we were on stage, like, dude, it was like, I really felt like we were doing some WWE promotions, man. And the crowd was so into it. They're getting super excited. And I love it, man. Like, and they were playing the music and everything. And dude, it was just amazing. I gave one of
He's breaking up a little bit again.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, get used to get used to the spotlight, because it ain't going anywhere. That's for sure.
Right.
It's only going to get bigger now, especially if you what's your video thing is on the WWE thing. Man,
Yeah.
your TikTok's going to explode even more. So proud of my guy, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, me too, man. He deserves every bit of it.
Yeah, he does. He must be going through a bad dead zone right now.
Yeah.
I know he's busy
Well,
guy.
well, listen, man. We'll get out of here anyway. We've been on 2 hours and 13 minutes. I appreciate Birdman stopping by. If you watch this whenever you get back, dude, hit me up. We'll talk more. But yeah, guys, hell of a season, hell of an ending to a season, and now just looking forward to the off season. I'm ready to move forward, put one foot in front of the other, and just see where this team goes. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
appreciate the 8 people in here. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe to all 3 of us if you haven't already. We'll be bringing you more videos every Friday from here on out. And, some nights we'll do a call in, some nights we won't. It just depends on what we feel like. So appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. And you guys got anything else to say?
Further?
Just make sure you go to each one of our channels and drop a like, because dropping a like's caring and it helps spread out our channel. That's the most important thing. You don't have to technically sub, but if you could just drop a like and a thumbs up to each one of our channels, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm Further AM. I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for having me, AK and Foothills. It's always fun. Can't wait till next week.
Yeah. You guys keep locked in, definitely. Like AK said, we're going to keep doing this thing during the off season as well. So, definitely like further said as well, make sure you go, if you're not subscribed to our channels, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please make sure you do so. But yeah, until next time, we fly together, we die together. It's Eagles fans for life. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing us on your screen. And most importantly, like I always say, keep it fuego. Peace, y'all.